Hello and welcome to our 5 minutes with Ekaterina tips and tricks for learning a language. Today let's talk about the passive vocabulary and about the abstract thinking, the using different parts of your brain in order to get it from the passive form and to create this active form of your vocabulary and improve your language. This video was largely inspired by a TED talk given by the polyglot Gabriel Wyner. I will add this link below the video so you can watch the full episode. And what Gabriel is saying that a big problem during his language learning is that he doesn't have any connections with the vocabulary he learns. So when we are in school environment or when we are trying to learn a language by ourselves, expanding this vocabulary, we usually have the list of words and we are memorizing them, but then it goes somewhere in your memory and you cannot really use them. First of all, the good thing is that, as I told you before, the brain doesn't forget, so it is still there. It's a good news. And the bad news is that it's not connected with any other parts of your brain, and that what is Gabriel is saying, that you need to have connections, and our memory is not a one cell where we can store something. It's the connections between different parts of the brain. And in order to get the passive vocabulary into active zone, you need to have a lot of connections and you need to have some impressions, visual impressions, smell impressions, audio impressions connected to this vocabulary. Of course, the hardest thing here is to make it happen and to get this vocabulary into the active form. And the way to do it that I usually use for myself and that I would hugely recommend is to read more. So the more you read, the more your imagination is working, and when we are reading, we are imagining the characters, we are having this plot line in front of us, and we have some kind of attachment to what we are reading. And this is one way. And the way Gabriel offers us is when we are learning vocabulary, instead of creating the lists or instead of using the translation to our native language on our flashcards during, for example, the interval repetition. If you don't remember what it is, you can scroll the playlist and find my previous video on that. So during this spaced repetition or interval repetition, you can put, instead of the translation of the word, you can put there a picture. And that would be more helpful because the picture will create you the visual impression, and the reading will give you the emotional connection. And the other thing is, maybe during your learning you can activate even your smell zones in your brain. Maybe you can lit the candle. I don't know, what can you do here? Of course, you also can go to some native country and try to use your vocabulary as much as possible, but it's not must have. If you're learning at home, just try to involve all different parts of your feelings into memorizing. Watch more movies, watch YouTube videos, watch the pictures connected to it, use the flashcards, read more, and use your different zones, use your listening, use your emotions. It's very important when you learn a language to use your emotions. Strangely enough, I had the same message from my youngest student, who is only 9 years old, because just yesterday we had a class and he told me, oh, you know, if you would say me the sentences like this, I would learn much faster. And the sentence was, I have money. He is very basic in English, he is learning English and he is on very basic learning, and he was learning level, and when he is hearing something connected to money and that he is going to be rich, his emotions are involved, he is getting more happy and he can build the sentences better. So when I'm giving some examples to translate which are funny or which involve some kind of his thinkings, he's performing much better. And of course, as adults, we can apply it to our education and we can use the same strategies. Let me know in the comment box what are your ways to get the passive vocabulary from this really passive form into an active speaking form. If you have any tips and tricks, I would be happy if you share it. And also let me know if this video was helpful and motivative. I'm trying my best to motivate you first of all and somehow to help in your educational process. So don't forget about your likes. I'm trying hard to do it. If you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And if no, just subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button to watch the next videos and support me right here. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in your studies. I hope to meet you very soon. Goodbye for now.